A very good morning and welcome to Saint Soldier Times. Today we are in Saint Soldier Law College, Jalandhar. Saint Soldier Group of Institution organized a training session for the teachers by which they can help to grow the students' life. Let's come and watch the training session.
A pleasant and graceful morning to each and everyone. My name is Rikha Jain. I am from Saint Soldier Elite School. It is my great pleasure and privilege to welcome you all to this workshop. First of all, it's my pleasure to introduce our chief guest, Mrs. Sutapa Basu, who was graciously accepted an invitation to join us today. She is a highly accomplished individual in the field of education. On the behalf of our Saint Soldier Group, I would like to extend a warm welcome her. She has a 40 years of teaching and administrative experience in the field of education and is an educational material designer. She has mentored and trained school children, editors and creative writing aspirants through innumerable physical and online workshops. So she also manages Stupa Studio that coach aspiring writers to write and publish their books. She has held positions of vice principal and head of department in several schools. We will start. The strong leadership is the foundation of school success, and without that would not be possible because of you. Our graduation rates are at an all-time high. Yes, we are talking about our principal ma'am, respected Mrs. Ritu Chawla ma'am. She is first principal of ICIC School of Saint Soldier Group of Institutions, and she is also examination controller of all schools of Saint Soldier. So, you are a principal whose legacy will be remembered fondly. We hope that with your energy and focus on education and learning, our institute achieves greater excellence. Thank you so much.
So those things also you have to keep in mind when you are choosing a story. Stories can be told from a real life story. You can even tell a story from another child's real life. So stories can be picked up from anywhere. But what are the basic things you have to keep in mind? Number one, who are the children to whom you are telling a story? Like I just said, a murder mystery will be interesting to a child class 8. Also, we have to see what are the language skills that we can embed in the story. Now, linguistic skills change from age to age. So, a child in class 2 again will not understand is from an urban background, maybe coming from a house where English is spoken, he'll have much more English speaking skills. But if a child is from a village, from a rural area, they will have less English speaking skills. So you have to keep that in mind also. Also, you cannot have a very long story because the story will drag. You know, attention span of smaller children is less. As they grow older, their attention span increases. Accordingly, you have to decide the length of the story. And of course, what are the language that you can embed into it? Vocabulary, pronunciation, communication, what kind of questions can you ask the children? All this you have to keep in mind when you are choosing the story. Yes. Okay? You are not going to read the story. Reading a story and telling a story are two very different things. Right? So do not think about reading the story. Always you have to tell. So sometimes we may not remember everything of the story. So what we have to do is we can keep bullet points in front of us. But don't ever think of reading the story. The other thing is practice telling your story. So you have to prepare. And it will be lovely if you can practice in front of a mirror. Because then you can act out, you can see which is the acting which will appeal and so on. The fourth thing that you need to do is which are the questions you are going to ask? Where are you going to pause? Where will you bring in the emotion? These things also you have to decide. So you need to prepare a storytelling session. You can't just go to the class and start telling a story. Right? So you need to prepare. So that is again a very important thing, and these 4 points you must keep in mind when you are telling a story. What else should we do? So, spoken words. We have to be very careful about what we are saying. The pronunciation of all those words are important. Because as I said, the children will pronounce the words in the same way. When you're speaking, your pitch, I think you said, that the pitch should go up and the pitch should go down depending on the emotion that you're describing. Sometimes you want to bring your face right close to the listener and use the facial expressions that would come from that emotion. Right? So the spoken words are also very important. Then your voice, I just said, modulate your voice completely. As I was telling them also, can you hear my voice? It's important because in storytelling, how to modulate your voice, up, down, gruff. You also, the characters, I use different voices for them. So voice, using your voice is also important. Finally, gestures or the acting. It makes the story more interesting. So you must think about the body language that you're going to use. And fighters, kitchen maid, the chief minister, all of them are different characters. So have many characters in your story. It makes you use, puppets. You can use scenery at the back. You can use, you saw in the storytelling how I made all of you talk or asked you questions, asked you for your opinion. What happens is, the story, participation is also very important. You can use music. So you can have a recorded music going. You can use music to give emotions. For example, if it's a sad emotion, you can have maybe a flute, which will give a sad kind of a sound. So you can use music to enhance your storytelling. Asking questions. What are the kind of questions you could ask? You should ask all the WH questions. What, where, so important. You can encourage them to give their own opinions. Encourage them, ask them by saying, what do you think happened next? Why? What do you think the Nightingale said to the emperor? Yes or no? That is encouraging you to give your opinion and why, the reason for it. Okay? Probes and factual questions. Probing questions are similarly stories and narratives. Explain that the story has to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Also, there are characters in the story. Right? So this is also important for it. And finally, long ago. That is also our area of stories. So that is in your class now. Very much from the history, because there are lots of stories in it which can be told in class. It doesn't matter who are taking class 8. Even children who are 13 years old, they also have to listen to stories. Okay? So use storytelling sessions as much as possible in our class. Okay, so we come to the next thing. Holistic development. So what is holistic development? Can someone explain to me what is holistic? Overall development. Very good. Overall development. Anything else? Does anybody else have anything else to add to this? Yes, ma'am? Okay, today is holistic development. So any activity that has these three elements, you can consider it a holistic development. We are now going to do an activity which is very much there, and it's in group 4, it's in group 2. So your child is only 7 years old, but they will be able to do this activity, and through this activity, we will see how many skills can be inculcated and imbibed. Okay, so you open your folder, open to worksheet 1. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to give numbers to each of the tables, and then I will tell you which table, the members of which table will go to which table and complete that questionnaire. So you have to go to another table. There are 10 people sitting on each table, am I right? So you go to another table, pick up, that is the first part of the activity. Okay? Can I start giving the numbers to the tables? Okay. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Please remember the number of your table. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is 11. There's no 12. Okay, doesn't matter. We'll do it. Okay, so table 1 will go to table 3. Since there's so many of you, I'll give you 5 minutes to complete the questionnaire. You start now. So get up and start moving to the table that you have to go to. Please make sure that each participant completes the questionnaire. No, the entire table. And yes, yeah, what did I tell you? Your table is You don't have a folder? You filled it, no? So आपने you fill your own? No, you have to. हमको क्या कहना है? I said. तो आप 9 में जाके इसको काट के आप fill up go to 9, take 9, pick up any participant and fill up. Why did you should have started with your own facts? You've done it between your colleagues. Okay. If it is not your own, then you sir. Please come back to your tables once you have completed the questionnaire. Who are the ones who are not from this table? What's the problem? There are 9 people. How many people do you have? You need 2 people there. Yeah, both of you join here. Now which table is there? It does not have 10 people. Here, you will be one extra person on the table, doesn't matter. Okay. Now every table has 10 or maybe 11, right? What it means, I will just explain to you. three groups have filled. I'm giving just okay, bologe. One person from each group.
फ्रेंड की कर दीजिए किसी की सभी ने करनी है एनी अदर किसी को
Alright, one from each table is going to tell us about the one person that they have chosen. So, for one person, you have completed? Ma'am? Okay? Okay, can you stand up?
person, punctual, helpful, sincerely required for work, travel in social fields, or travel in personal life.
What book does she like?
She likes Akbar Reader
Why?
because it has the numerous and the animated stories in it, and some motivational
Stories. Great. Shall we clap for her, please? Very good. Okay, from this table, you'll say? Yeah.
get the name of the person.
Good morning everyone. This is about Nisha Sharma, who is double MA and English. She has done MA in English as well as MA in Economics, and she is doing job in Nagar, and she is she likes the personality method while teaching in the class, and second, her interaction of the students she likes, and she usually use teaching aids while teaching in the class, and her personal hobbies she like to be in a peaceful environment as well as she likes the friendly environment, and her inspirational main books, these are motivational books. Main motivational book is You Can Win by Dale Carnegie, because in any hard times, or with the hard work and dedication, you can win in life. So this is her favorite book. Thank you.
Shall we clap for her? Yeah. Excellent. Okay, from this table, who is going to read out? Who's going to read out? Who's completed?
We are having the 4 minutes. We are not having the 5 minutes. She is not able to do that.
So that's okay, but at least 4 people you have already got this. So you have not completed this one. Then, who has completed? Have you completed? Have you completed? So whatever you've done.
Rajul Kaur is a very nice person. She is an English teacher. Her father name is Ajit Singh, and her mother's name is Gurmeet Kaur. She likes Punjabi food. She likes dal with rice. She loves her family very much. She is an MBBS, and she is a very intelligent teacher. She likes to read books, and she likes the story of my life because it tells the circumstances faced by the writer. Thank you.
Thank you. Please clap for her. Excellent. Now who's going to speak from this?
I have written about my colleague, Mrs. Priyanka. Her name is right from Sanskrit word Priyankara. She is very sweet and lovable. Her presence makes the place more happy, and she has lovely eyes. She is a happy-go-lucky person. She has the solution to every problem. She will always greet you with a smile. She is lady singer. Actually, she is a lady singer. She is always ready to stand against injustice. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good. From this table, who's going to speak?
My friend since college days. She's working with me in Mannagar branch. I love the way she teaches in her classroom. She interacts with her students. Her favorite book is
my friend, Mrs. Sukhdeep Kaur, who is very smart, well qualified and a very jolly teacher. And our father name is Sadhu Singh and mother name Mrs. Purwan Kaur. And she loves both her parents very much. And she is also very caring. As when she talks, when I talk to her, then she told me. And she has an impressive personality. She is very simple and good looking. She loves her parents very much. She loves to read storybook. Written by Munshi Premchand.
Thank you. Okay, now this table. Who's going to speak?
This teacher, she is a character teacher and use the teaching skill for the teaching of interesting and students listen her very carefully and she is a kind-hearted person and punctual also. She is MA in English and BA also. Her favorite food is Rajma Chawal and she loves reading storybooks.
Wonderful. Let's clap for her. Very good. Who is next? Who's from this table?
Good morning, respected principal, respected ma'am, and all my colleagues. I'm talking about Priya, who is my colleague. She is a person with great determination. She faces all the problems with strong mind. She is simple living but high thinking. She has high thinking. She is disciplined girl, and she also very kind-hearted and humble person. Right?
Thank you. Please clap for her. Excellent.
Good afternoon. My favorite teacher is Mrs. Jyoti Shukla. She is my colleague. She is very polite lady. She helps us in many ways. She is very kind lady and always helps us in physically, morally. Also, she helps us to teach in spiritually. She adopted very poor children and teaches them free of cost and always helps them in studies. She is very good teacher and her favorite book is The Secrets. I love her very much.
Let's clap for ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, now this is the last.
Hello everyone, my name is Taranjot Kaur. Here I am describing one of my friends. Her name is Nisha Tiwari. She is so kind-hearted and her face features are so attractive. The way she talks is so impressive. She is MA in English. She is a girl of her own words. The way she fulfilled all the promises she did to me. She is my secret keeper. Her teaching method is so good. She always takes keen interest while teaching the students. And last, I would like to say she is a good teacher. Thanks.
Excellent. Excellent. Clap for her. Okay. Now come my questions. Do you think this activity could help your children to develop holistically? Yes? Why? Why? I spoke to you about holistic development and the elements it should have. Yes?
First of all, yes, definitely it will do the holistic development of the child. When one child will introduce other questioning, when he will ask the questions while doing the interviews, then automatically thinking skill will integrate and cognitive skill, and he will write as well as writing skill also will improve, and he will introducing and critical thinking also, that what is the difference between her or him and me, and many points she will note, and then she will inculcate that skills which she is thinking that she is lacking something there, but she will improve herself. So that's it.
Excellent. Please clap for her. She has covered all the skills that this activity brings. Now, when we talk about holistic development, remember the three things that are required. One is physical activity. Did this still have activity? Have physical activity? Did it have mental activity? Did it use creativity? Yes, and imagination. So this is a wonderful example of a holistic development activity. The other thing that this activity has done is experiential development. Why? Because you went to your colleague, you learning from that. That is experiencing it. So you experience the information or the data, you're talking to that person, and then you come back and describe that person. Right? So many of you, I noticed, have described a person beyond the questionnaire also. That is showing your creativity. That is why this activity can also be used to develop a child experiential. And of course, as ma'am said, LSRW skills were all there? Yes or no? 21st century skills were all there? Yes, collaboration, communication, critical analysis and creativity. Right? One more thing has happened, which is a very important and essential part of English stream. Skills of listening and reading are receptive skills, which means you are getting information, you are receiving information through both these skills. Then those skills are being used to produce something, which is the speaking and the writing. Every chapter of the English stream, you will notice when you start doing it, the first two skills are listening and reading. Then at the end of the chapter, there is a speaking and a writing connected to those receptive skills. This is a basic ELT skill, that receptive skills must give way to productive skills. Receptive skills must lead to productive skills. So this is a characteristic which is not there in all ELT courses but is there in the English stream. Every chapter you will find the receptive skills are linked to the productive skills. This is another activity. This activity again proves this, that you have received by reading, by listening, that you are speaking, you are communicating among yourselves, right? And then you are writing it down. Also, it's a group activity. You had to collaborate, right? And it is also a pair activity because you are going and questioning. So one activity only, just one activity, and so many skills are developed through it. So never think that this activity is only for this skill. Every activity will develop multiple skills in your students. And finally, how do we evaluate this activity while it is going on? I will call upon ma'am. Is she there? The principal ma'am? Police rescue the boy. So there are 4 events and all the 4 are linked. That is a plot. Okay? Next is character. Characters are creatures who take this plot ahead. So in the story I just said, the plot I just said, the boy, the police and the parents are the characters. Characters can be aliens, characters can be animals, characters can be people. Right? Usually there are 2 main characters. One is the protagonist, the chief, and is the antagonist, who is constantly putting hurdles in the way of the main protagonist, not letting him go forward. Okay? Next is setting. Setting is the description of the story. Now when I go to the Emperor and the Nightingale, I describe the palace to create a picture in your head. So setting creates pictures. So a setting, for example, if a story is taking place on a ship, then the setting will be all nautical. We will be talking over the sea, we will be talking over day, we will be talking over the sailors, and so on. So that your setting is also very important to create the picture for your story. And finally is the conflict, the fight, the struggle between the protagonist and the antagonist. That is also very important. So basically these are the 4 basic elements of any story. We are going to do this. This is from book 3 again, page 56. So there are 4 frames. I'll give you just 1 minute to take a look at the frames, and then you're going to tell me what are the 4 elements: plot, character, setting, and conflict. So have you seen the story in the frames? Okay. What is the plot? What is the plot in the story? What is happening? Who will tell me? Yeah, cat and ants are the characters. What is the plot? What is happening? The cat is ant and the cat. What is the setting?
Jungle over here, the setting is in a kind of a jungle or in a garden you can say that quite many women.
Okay, so it's particular that it is either trying to teach the okay, cat is trying to teach the hands.
Then hands in her paw, she became full of pain.
Actually, fight the cat, and then the cat knows that he can't possibly win this struggle. I'm going to choose pairs, 4 pairs, and they are going to tell us a story. So are you ready for it? Okay? Okay. Can you come? You have one pair. Pair A. And this is D. Now in the 4 corners of this room, you will find some papers have been stuck on the walls. And they have these numbers A, B, C, D, right? You have to run to your corner. A will go to A, B will go to B, C will go to C, and D will go to D. Take 1 minute to read what is there on that paper. What is there on the paper are 4 parts of one story. That story is already there in book 4. Okay, so it's 4 parts of the story. Each of you will only read your part and come back here and tell your part to the class. Okay? Alright, ready? Go. Go from the page. See? It's on the wall, it's on the wall. Is, you have to search, look for it. Now the rest of you. You don't have to help them. Okay. You are going, there are 2 questions that you have to keep in mind. One, which pair told the story the best? So these are the 2 questions that you have to keep in mind when the storytelling will happen. Alright, everybody clear? Okay? Don't pick out the paper, don't take the quiz. Quickly. Please come back here. A is back. B. Pair B, please come and stand next to pair A. Who is going to speak among the 2 of you? Who will say?
Good morning to all. As we read there is a story between a teacher and a student. The teacher is going to take the students with time band to show them the Olympic Games. First, when the Olympic was held, where it was held. So we will show you in the play. I am teacher. Sorry, you are teacher. I am the student.
Okay, students, now I will tell you about the story about the Olympic Games. Okay, now first of all, tell me how these Olympic Games were held.
Ma'am, it was held in Greece. It was held in Greece.
Okay, know your timelines or all?
Yes, ma'am. We have all.
Okay, now we will teach you something about Olympic Games.
Okay.
Now, are you ready, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Olympic Games were held in
Greece.
Oh, very nice. Now, I am telling you about where it was in 774, and what you will tell about this. Have you seen this that Olympic Games?
No, ma'am. We want to see that.
Okay.
We will enjoy it. We are very eager to go with our time back.
Okay. No, you understood that we are going to study about
Olympic Games.
Very nice.
There is a child in white dress and looks like Jesus, and he's in crowd, and every people laughed at him.
In the story, there are children, there is a very big crowd, and the crowd was wearing red dresses, very funny looking dresses. The dresses were knee length, tied to their one shoulder, and the crowd was cheering. So it was, the setting of the story is in the ground of the temple of Dr. Zeus. Dr. Zeus is recognized as a god. So now, the crowd is cheering for the races that is going to happen in that ground. Thank you.
Very good between the both of them.
Good morning to all of you. I am going to start a story about the racers, sprinters, and the leader of the whole the race. Story starts from on one side of the road there was a big gong and a man who struck the gong with a rod, and on the other side there was a race of the sprinters which was leading very perfectly, and the whole race was leading by a man who is very poor or middle class family, and his name was Coriobus from Alice, and one man from the crowd, which were crowd were to cheer him up, and also they are shouting for him, and he said that he was just a cook who was in the race.
And the last part of the story, the children spread their nets to see the winner of the, and they were waiting for the long time. When they were surprised to see that the winner will got a circle of the leaves, and they pressed their brands which were light up, and they cheers to 2021, and they were looking very happy, and then they go back to their classes. Thanks.
Very good, excellent. Now, did you understand the story? Was it coherent? Was it linking up as they were speaking?
What story they narrated was different.
Okay, because that story took place in Athens. Okay, so that is why you felt that that story was different. Otherwise, the story, what did you think? Does it link? Very good, it got linked up. And shall we now ask for the best pair? A. Excellent, because I love your imagination and creativity. It was very, very good. So I think it gave you all ideas, right? Now this story is there in book 5. You can do it this way. Okay? Thank you so much. Now I want to talk to all of you about how the story was told. When these people went to read the story, I gave them only 1 minute. Do you think they would be able to read the story fully? No. Yeah, they just skimmed it quickly and came and told you the story. Skimming and scanning are metacognitive skills which are very important for comprehension. So you will find in the English tree, every chapter has a long list of comprehension. The comprehension has been divided into segments. The first segment is for skimming. So maybe one word answers, that's all. The second one is scanning, where there could be one sentence answers. Then you come to inferential. So only when they do skimming and scanning can they infer. And then there is the segment of inferential. And finally you have extrapolation. So going beyond the story. So until you take the children through these comprehension skills, they will not be able to do extrapolation. So that is why this kind of activity is very important. Keep doing it in your class and don't think it's going to be successful the first time. You had extremely creative teachers here, but then your children may not be this creative. Repeat this activity again and again in your class. Then they will soon be able to tell you the story. Any skill, any ELT skill has to be repeated, has to be drilled. Never expect your children will be able to do it first time the best way. The more you drill, the more you repeat that same activity of the skill, the more they will become proficient at it. So remember to do it over and over again in your class. Okay? Now we're going to do something which is creative writing. One of course is writing inside a given format, like you have a notice or a letter. Then you have writing which is process writing, like writing a recipe, writing a set of instructions, or a poster or data analysis. You just did data analysis with a compilation sheet. Okay? But creative writing are like writing a story, writing a diary entry, writing an article. Often, English teachers tell me, my children cannot write on their own. Creativity is what they are going to do now. So, you have something called happiness worksheets. Okay? If you open your happy. So, open the first happiness worksheet. This is the first one. So, you have to only think what makes people happy times. You won't even have to write a sentence. Okay? I'll give you 5 minutes to complete all the 3 worksheets and then we'll talk about them. But it is an individual activity. do you think? People makes people happy. Who's going to speak here? Somebody who has not spoken till now.
Same point is helping others.
Helping others. Very good. Excellent value. Yes.
When I'm giving lecture, the chance and the students involved in the lecture and asking the questions.
Students, please tap on her. Excellent. Yes.
Helping others and training books.
Helping others and reading books. Excellent. Yes. Somebody here? Who's going to speak?
And helping others.
Others and reading books is a common favorite activity. Yes. Who's speaking from here?
I have day-to-day goals in my life. When I achieve that goals, that makes me feel happy and relaxed.
It means the goals that you set for ourselves. Who's speaking here?
When I go for travel and see the many things around in our country and as well our country and learn more many things from there. And by this I can teach our students.
So she not only enjoys traveling, she uses
The things which gives me a lot of happiness is shopping because I am a shopaholic person and I am a fond of fashion.
excellent. So that's something new. Please have over. You love shopping. And she admits she's a shopaholic. So everybody has given from each table. Oh, you are interested in?
I think reading and my family makes me happy because I think it's a way of escapism because we know that life is very hard and these two are a good way of escapism from the harsh reality of life. Thank you.
I love the way reason she has given that she wants to escape the harsh realities of life through books. She can and through staying with her family. Lovely. So you see, everybody has a different form of being happy, right? One thing I want you to notice. Have you noticed that in the worksheets that you filled, you went from the world because I asked you what makes people happy. Then you went to yourself, and then you became more specific, right? So if you do this with children, it's not difficult. They can easily do the first worksheet, then they can think about what makes them happy, different things, and then they can point out one thing that makes them happy and also explain why. Articles, the correct articles. Alright? Mr. Krishnan is a fireman. He puts out fire with water. Water comes out of? Maybe the or a? Maybe the. When to use the? When it is a specific. But here they are talking in general. So it will be a water hose. Mr. Krishnan writes on? A fire truck. Mr. Krishnan writes the fire truck hose Why? Why, ma'am? You have to tell. Why? Yes, you cannot use the article in front of a proper noun. That is why you will put a cross over there. Mr. Krishnan went to Jivapur. So it's the town. He walked to the tree with the cat on it. He showed the cat an egg. The cat came down from the tree. Is there an article in front of Jenny? No, because Jenny is a proper language structure. Now what we come to is, so creative writing can be introduced to learners in a graded manner. So we will do some creative writing. Now if you open this 1, after that you have worksheet 9, which is creative writing practice 2, and then you have creative writing practice 3. Okay? Do only these 3 creative writing practices, and then we will talk about them and their gradation. You don't have to do the 4th one. The 4th one is an assignment. Okay? So start doing from creative writing practice 1. Again, I think you should not need more than 5 minutes. It's very easy actually.
Very challenging for the teacher as well as for the student. Thank you.
What is poetry? What's a poem?
Clarification of the point, it is the thinking level of the poet, it is everything. I believe because I love poetry, I try to get deeper in the poetry section. So I love it.
It's emotion, ma'am.
Poetry is emotion.
Yes, poetry is not just thinking and thoughts, but it is a lot of what the poet is feeling. It is emotional. It's an emotional outburst, and it's different for different people, right? And we accept all the differences, right? So, poetry class is a time for a socio-emotional outburst and learning in your classroom. Every child from 6 years to say 13 or 14 years, there are always issues inside them. Emotions they cannot express. Sometimes because they don't have the language to express it. Sometimes they don't know what is troubling them. And sometimes they may know what is troubling them, but they are scared to say it. Right? So make your poetry class a place where they can openly talk about whatever is troubling them, whatever makes them happy, whatever is making them emotional, thoughtful. First do that with your poem. Then we will go to poetic devices and questions and deeper meaning.
Really need patience. Really need patience.
Absolutely, you will need patience. A poetry class will happen over, teaching one poem will happen over at least 4 to 5 classes, 4 to 5 periods.
Yes.
Never happen in one period.
Definitely.
Cannot happen in one period. So give that time, give that patience. That's why we are giving you one book.
Yes.
Okay? So that you have the time, because English skills need time to imbibe and inculcate in students. Okay, so what I have done here is I have taken a very well-known poem and that I have created a video. If you look at your next worksheet, there is a set of questions and it's given group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, group 5. So we will just do it table wise, okay? So earlier I had given you all the numbers. Do you remember your numbers? You remember your numbers? So group 1 question will be taken by only group table 1. Group 2 question will be only taken by table 2. So you will finish table 6. You will again take question 1. Okay? Table 7 will take question 2. Table 8 will take question 3. And so on. Is it clear to everybody? Okay.
Then a honey for the honeybee. And Tide of Industry by William Butler Yeats. I will arise and go now, and go to industry, and a small cabin built there, of clay and buttons made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honey bee, and live alone in the bee-bound glade. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the waves of the morning to where the cricket sings. There midnight's all a glimmer, and moon a purple glow, and evening full of the linnet's wings. I will arise and go now, for always night and day I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, I hear it in the deep heart's core.
So nobody understands them. They feel pressurized by parents, by peers, or some insecurity inside them, and they want to run away. They want a secret place where they can go and they can be themselves, and they can do what they feel like doing. So that is what possibly the poet is talking about in this poem that I kind of illustrated. Right? Now, discuss the questions only for your table, and then we will ask each table to talk about the answer to that question. This is related to the poem. Okay? So you will do only question one. Don't do question 2, 3, 4, 5. You will do only 2. Okay? You will do 3. Only 3.
So now we have English teacher Hoshiarpur Una Road School, Saint Soldier. Let's talk with her about the review of today's workshop.
I just want to talk about the today's workshop. It was really innovative and creative workshop, and really Supa Vasu ma'am has shared her valuable time and valuable thoughts with all of us. It's really innovative and creative. I would like to say that. Thank you so much.
So we have another teacher from Saint Soldier School, Naya Nangal. Let's take a review from her also.
That was really great, very interactive. Complete activities in this workshop, they were activity oriented, means we have learned a lot. How to teach in the classroom is just an art. It's not just only we can cram from somewhere. So teaching is an art, so learning that art with the help of activity was really so much fun. And resource person itne zyada interactive, and she has created everything clear in all the manner that how to create your learning, teaching, fun in the classroom. That was really a great fun.
So we have another science teacher from Saint Soldier, Vain Poem. So hello madam.
Hello sir.
So what are your reviews about this wonderful workshop?
Yes sir, it is really wonderful seminar. I learned many things from this seminar, such as ma'am tell about poetry, rhymes. These can be in touch with science also. We can teach lessons and some project about that in science. We can use these tricks in science also. So this is very, very wonderful and very useful for us.
Hello everyone, I am Taranjot Kaur from Saint Soldier Nurmahal branch with my colleagues. Today we visit here for an English workshop by Vasu ma'am. So first of all, I would like to appreciate her that she gave us a very good series of English 3 books from 1 to 8th grade. So she here completed all the 4 modules of English, writing, speaking, reading and listening, which was amazing, wonderful workshop for us. In last, I would like to say that it was a fruitful session for us. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Hello ma'am.
Hello.
From which branch of Saint Soldier Divine Public School here?
Yes, we are from main branch Mittu Basti. Yes.
What are your views regarding this workshop?
This workshop was wonderful and we enjoyed a lot. We learned a lot and it was amazing. It was a very good experience. Thanks to Principal Ma'am who have given us the opportunity to stay over here.
Wonderful. And ma'am, what are your reviews?
This workshop creates the how to teach in the class. Poetry, prose section and different section, different ways. they focused on the how to narrate the story in the class, which create interest in the students. So it's very wonderful and excellent and amazing. There are no words for this.
And the mentor given each and every specific point to us. It will be really, really helpful to us.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, ma'am. So now we have Shutba Basu madam. She is not only a teacher, not only a trainer, also an author. So many things in a lady. So welcome to this Saint Soldier Time, madam.
Thank you for welcoming me here. And I'm very happy to be at the Saint Soldier chain of schools and at this law institute to take a training workshop with the teachers and the faculty of all the schools that come under the umbrella of Saint Soldier. And this was a ELT workshop, that is English language teaching workshop, based on the English language teaching series that is being used in these schools. And this was basically about how we can inculcate the ELT skills as well as the 21st century skills and all the recommendations of the National Education Policy, which says that we need to develop holistic skills, we need to develop experiential skills in children. So this particular series has been created when the National Education Policy was launched. So it's totally based on the National Education Policy and the NCF. And so I think this would help our students as well as our teachers to easily inculcate and imbibe the 21st century skills which are really required for the future.
Wonderful. And how long been you are here in this line only, in this field?
I have actually been here for about 50 years. 25 years I've been working in schools all over India, and 25 years I've been publishing educational material and curriculum and also writing them. I'm not just an educationist, I'm also an author who writes a lot of historical fiction, writes a lot of thrillers and children's literature. So I have won several awards for best fiction. And I enjoy writing and I enjoy training. I enjoy working with children and teachers.
Wonderful. And what do you feel in today's generation that where today's generation is lacking for, like in writing, in reading, and even so many aspects are there? So where you feel?
So I believe that while our children have started, generally communicating in English, but they need to know about literature. They need to be more creative, more imaginative. And the other thing that I feel is that our young generation is inspired by whatever is happening in the Western countries. But in India itself, we have excellent heritage of regional literature. And I think our children should be exposed to that, to our regional heritage, and be proud that they are Indians and they belong to a country which has got such an ancient civilization, much older than the civilizations in the West.
So wonderful. What do you want to convey the message to the generation they are watching us actually? So from where they can start to be a good command on English, not only English, even in any language. So what is your message? What do you want to convey the message to?
Communicate. Read a lot. Write if you want to, and at the same time keep communicating, keep taking part and participating in different activities where you need to communicate, where you need to speak on a stage. That will make you confident, and that will help your your LSRW skills much better.
Wonderful. Are you giving any personal training to students in your home or in your any particular organization with?
So I am working with UFS Learning, and this particular series has been published by UFS Learning, and they basically are developing a lot of skills, the 21st century skills, both through print as well as digital material. And I think the books that they are publishing are being used a lot in schools. People are wanting them because they actually help the student to imbibe the 21st century skills.
Wonderful.
So I'm delighted to tell that today we are having with us Ms. Tupa Basu to give training to our English teachers. who are teaching from classes 1st to 8. 140 teachers of all our school from different part of Punjab came to attend the workshop at St. Soldier Law College. At St. Soldier, our Vice Chairperson, Mrs. Sangeeta Chopra ma'am, believed to give scientific research-based knowledge to our students. For this, time to time, we organize training sessions, workshops for our teachers so that they can teach with the new teaching methods in their classrooms to make teaching more effective and interesting. So we work according to the time.
Good morning. Today I am here to attend the English workshop attended by St. Soldier Group of Institution. In this workshop we learned so many things with different activities and enhance our knowledge. The session was very fruitful. Thank you so much.
So today we have seen how wonderful this event was. Every teacher gained lot of knowledge, lot of ideas through which they can help to grow the personality of a student. So we are providing these type of story in the St. Soldier Times, and thank you so much for watching and keep supporting us. We are on YouTube, Facebook and Instagram.